And welcome to the Barry Foster Show, coming to you from the Ridge Floor Studios in the city of Char, beautiful downtown Avon Park. As always, if you have any thoughts, ideas, or suggestions, people you would like us to interview, or topics you'd like us to broach for our Florida fun travel, places you'd like us to visit, just let us know. Put it in the comments below, or you can go ahead and drop us a line at thebarryfostershow@gmail.com and let us know what you'd like. We'd like to remind you always, as always, if you want beautiful flowers, you want to go to Ridge Florist. They are the quintessential florist to go to in the Central Florida area, whether it's South Polk, whether it's Hardee County, of course, Highlands County. You can find them at www.ridgefloristinc. You can give them a call at 863-382-4477 or stop by the Design Center and take a look and see them right there at the just up from the intersection of Memorial Drive and the Sebring Parkway in Sebring, Florida. Another Florida Fun Travel edition. As we reached out again, we were looking for a good place to go and review. We had been to the Orange Blossom Festival in Frostproof, Florida. We were looking for a new place. We went up to Lake Wales, and we found the newest restaurant in Lake Wales, Vibin Vinny's, which is a 1950s style restaurant in the Rhoadesbuilt Arcade right in the middle of downtown Sebring. And we'd been by before, but it was shut. But this time it was open, and we got a chance to stop in and try their 1950s cuisine. It was a pretty cool little place.
Yes, we got up early that morning and started out because you wanted to visit the Orange Blossom Festival in Frostproof. We took our strangely warm coffee with us.
Yes.
And you know, the reason I like the bean coffee the best over the K-cups or the ground is because in the morning when you're grinding that coffee, the smell of the coffee is one of the treats.
It smells really good. It's like the cats get they get excited when they hear the top of the lids pop open on cat food. When I hear that coffee grinder go off, I started getting excited because I know we're going to get some of that dark roast Peruvian coffee from Steve and Jerry over there at Strangely Warmed Coffee. The nice thing is you can get it too. All you have to do is go to strangelywarmed.com and you'll have a chance to see it. Now, if you're in the area, I suggest you take the 202 steps off the circle, walk on down. Let Steve give you the tour. Let him show you around. And they've always got coffee on the brew, so you can try it. You try it there, but it's a wonderful little place.
But we've gotten spoiled, and so when we have to get out early in the morning, taking a cup of that good smelling, good tasting coffee with us beats stopping by and getting a cup at.
Well, yeah. The other day we went
of the fast places.
We went to a meeting where they were serving coffee, and it wasn't strangely warmed, and we urged them to go down the street and get some strangely warmed coffee. It was very, very, very good. But we went up to Lake Wales, and like I say, we'd gone by before. It wasn't open. I didn't know. We kind of been tracking it to see when it was going to open, and it's got kind of an interesting layout because the Rhoadesbuilt Arcade has probably a half dozen or so stores in there, maybe 10 little stores, little shops in there. But this is on both sides of the hallway. On the one side of the hallway, you have the ice cream shop they have like 32 different flavors of ice cream, and on the other side, you have the restaurant, but it's all laid out as a restaurant. And when you go in, they say you can sit either side, take a menu, decide what you want, and you order there at the cash register, and then they bring it to you.
Or you could even sit in the hallway there. They had tables out in the little walkway between the two parts of the restaurant. But I must say, after walking the streets at the Orange Blossom Festival and seeing all the vintage cars, it kind of made that vintage restaurant a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it was very cool. Now, when I first went in, I was really kind of impressed because it's like the old place where you can watch the cook, and he had a big open fire grill where he was cooking everything on this open fire grill, and you could sit there. They had kind of an arc of maybe a half dozen seats where you could sit at the countertop. Those little circular seats, and you could watch him kind of. You could watch him kind of making the food right there.
Yes, the old chrome dome or like little cushion seats. They're like they had around the bar.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, you didn't think that would be your favorite place to sit.
No, it's fun. It's retro. It's counter seating, and you can watch the guy behind the counter there with a big. Every once in a while, the flames would flame up. Right behind you is an old arcade style pinball machine. But I like my creature comforts. I was really much more interested in sitting in some of the booths. It's got a kind of an interesting pink and white kind of a motif, and where we sat over on the ice cream shop side, it was a little tight in there. It was a little kind of close quarters for the waitresses there.
Well, it had the black and white check, somewhat vintage look, but I think that the tile that was in the side where the cooking was going on was probably vintage to that building. And
yes.
It was pink, and some of the other, they have that small tile. And that arcade area is very, very interesting with the architecture and all. It's kind of a throwback.
It's 1920s style architecture, and yeah, that's the original floors with the little hexagonal tiles that they have there. It's really kind of a fun little place.
And they had one of your favorite characters, Betty Boop, back there by the
jukebox.
The jukebox.
Yeah,
yes.
she's standing guard by the jukebox over there with a little sundae on her tray there, and giving you the boop boop a doop. But they have, if you like burgers, they got the hamburgers and cheeseburgers, but they also have a Char burger, which is a quarter-pound burger. They've got the cheese Char burger, which is a Char burger with cheese on top. They've also got the R burger, which is Black Angus Char, and the mushroom Swiss burger. They have a lot of different burgers. I just got a regular hamburger, but you opted for the hot dog.
Well, hot dogs are one of those things that I try to avoid because I love them, but they're not healthy at all. And I just, maybe for 4th of July and on rare occasions, I'll have a hot dog out like that. And he did it the way I asked, which is I like mine. Some people would say burnt, but I do like them very dark and kind of crispy on the outside.
Well, it's a 10-inch all beef hot dog, so it wasn't quite as unhealthy as some hot dogs. But you can load it up any way you want it, and they loaded it up for you.
Well, I like everything on it. I like the relish. I like the onions. I like mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup. And I also like chili and cheese if they have it, but that was not one of their offers.
Well, now bacon could be added to any burger for $2, just so you know. But they had the breaded fish sandwich. They have the chicken sandwiches. They have that. If you like a meal, if you like a basket, they've got the chicken strip basket. They've got a chicken breast meal. They got fish and chips over there. I was really kind of surprised when I saw that they had not only onion rings and breaded mushrooms, and of course they have their Vibin Vinny's classic dinner fries, but they also had breaded cauliflower, crispy golden breaded cauliflower florets, which I thought was pretty interesting for a 50 style diner.
Yes, for a 50 style diner, but it's gotten to be quite popular out in most restaurants now. Everybody thinks cauliflower is the new health way to go. And so, yes, they did have that on the menu. But the hot dog came with, and as your burger also came with a bag of chips, but we're not into bagged chips. And so I upped mine up to the French fries. And you said you would just skip the bag of chips. And
they were very kind. And I told them, I said, they said, well, do you want a bag of chips? It comes with it. I said, no, I'll steal some of her chips. I think they threw an extra handful of fries on the order because they knew we were going to be sharing them, and I let them keep their chips, So, but it's nice, and like I said, they have 32 different kinds of ice cream. The regular, the vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, all that kind of stuff. They have a flavor that next time we go, I'm going to get because it was my dad's favorite. It's called White House, which is vanilla with cherries in it, and he would always get a White House cone when we go to the little ice cream shop. But I mean, they've got some really interesting flavors like caramel cheesecake cookie and cappuccino crunch and vanilla moose tracks, and brown butter bourbon truffle. It's all Hershey's ice cream that they have there. That's the
brand
vendor, yeah, the brand, the vendor that they have there. But they have all that kind of stuff, and of course they have. I think it's Coca-Cola products they serve over there.
Yes, but they have them a fountain Coke and lots of ice, which is one of the things I really love. I don't like drinks out of a can, and so the fact that they had the fountain drinks and they had root beer, which it's one of my choices when I drink a cola, which I don't really like to drink colas. We never drink colas at home.
No.
Very, very rarely.
Well, one of the nice things is this is one of the few restaurants that we've ever been that they actually put the price of the drink on the menu. A lot of times they'll just say Coca-Cola products, and Sandra has to ask how much are they, and it's, just so you know, they're $3.50 for a drink, but you get as many free refills as you want.
Well, I know that the Lake Jackson Grill also puts the price of their drink $3, which is really a good deal nowadays. And they give you that huge glass of ice and a drink when you get your drink at the Jackson Grill. And then they'll give you that huge styrofoam cup and a to-go refill. So, there are some places, and if you put it on the menu, if it's $4.95, then just put it on the menu. I don't like it when they don't put the price of their drinks.
Yeah, you wonder what's going on. Also, they had a very interesting pricing notice on the door. They offer a $3.84% discount for cash. So you get about almost a 4% discount if you had cash. So, of course, I had to pay cash to get the discount, But it was nice, and they've gone to no small amount of effort here. We were listening, and they were playing not necessarily 50s music. They were playing some 60s music, but up in the corner of the room, they had this little TV set, and as the songs would play, the lyrics would go across the bottom. It was kind of like a little karaoke thing. So if you wanted to listen to what the lyrics were, but they have Coca-Cola signs on the wall. They had a couple of vintage Elvis statues there. In one of the corners, they had a picture of what you would call a hobo with a tin cup. But I don't know who he was supposed to be. I have to tell you that Sandra said, "Who is that?" I don't know. I don't know who that was supposed to be. But
well, one of the things, if you think about it, as I sat here and think, the cash is a throwback also to the 50s and all. Mm-hmm. That was before you were using credit cards like plastic.
You didn't use credit cards at the malt shop, I really didn't. But they had old gas pumps there. They had neon lights there. They had and
Elvis statues.
Yeah, a couple of vintage Elvis. And in one of the windows, they had an old Donald Duck ride where you paid 25 cents to, it would kind of rock back and forth. I didn't think it was operational, but they and that with a pinball machine, it really set the ambiance. It set things right.
And they were very friendly. They were very nice. They were very accommodating. And you didn't have to bus your own table.
I was really surprised at that. They were pretty quick, and they checked back a couple of times. A lot of times when you get served, that you're just served, but especially when you order yourself at the cash register. But they came back and said, "Is everything all right? Is everything going okay?" I thought the food was pretty good. It was it wasn't bad at all. I want to go back. I want to really try these cauliflower florets. I want to see what those are like. I may do a Sandra. I may take an order of nothing but sides. Get the French fried mushrooms, French fried onion rings. Get the florets. Get that kind of stuff. Although they were talking about how they were going to bring a Midwest feel back, and they have a special a patty melt, which is a burger served on toast, is what a patty melt really is. And I really liked the way that the burger was char broiled on this grill. It threw me back to the old days, and so I may try one of those patty melts. One interesting thing that they had was, and if you've been in the Midwest, you're familiar with Big Boy, and they have different franchises. Frisch's Big Boy. There was Manor's Big Boy. Shoney's Big Boy. But this one has had all the color taken out of it. It was kind of green washed over it. It has just, you can tell what it is, but and he's holding a big boy high in the air, but you can't really see it. Another thing they had that I really liked is, and I keep looking for one of these days that I'd like to get my hands on, is if you are our age, you remember back in the old days, Coca-Cola used to give these stand-ups with a police officer holding his hand up in the air, telling people to slow down. Okay? And then on the other side of it, it said, "Thank you, resume speed when you get out of the school zone." And they've got one of those sitting up there. And I felt particularly safe because right after we ordered, 4 Lake Wales police officers came in, ordered, and sat down out in the arcade. So I was very safe. Well, actually, 5 if you count this guy. But they sat down there. I knew the food must be good if the local police officers are eating there.
Well, one of the other things about my hot dog was that you had a choice of having the raw chopped onions or you could have the grilled onions. So it was nice to have the grilled onions. The only thing that would have made it better was if I could have had the chili and the cheese on the hot dog.
Well, they serve it to you in kind of like a tray, like a school lunch tray.
A little metal tray.
And they have this, it's supposed to look like a newspaper. It's called Food for Thought, and it's got like, I think it says local heroes feed the homeless or something.
But it was more like parchment paper.
Yeah, it was really it's made to look like newspaper, but it's really not. But again, it's the ambiance, and like I say, the food came pretty quickly. I was kind of surprised because there was a steady stream of customers.
Oh, they were really busy, and it was not at the actual lunchtime. We always seemed to end up eating about 2:00 or later.
Well, we done a little bit of shopping. And we like I said, we'd been in Frostproof for their show, and
we stopped by the new cat restaurant.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to them in the near future. There's next week the new cat cafe is going to open in Frostproof, and Sandra and I are going to talk to them because they're cat people, we're cat people. You got some tea over there. It was pretty much fun. It was kind of a soft opening for them, and a lot of people were stopping in and take a look at them. But I can tell you, if you're on Park Avenue in Lakewood, the nice thing is you can access this either from Park or Stewart, either side of the block, because the arcade goes all the way through, and so we parked.
You mean
over
the restaurant?
Yeah. The arcade goes all the way through. I mean, we parked. The restaurant faces out on Park Avenue, but we drove around the block, parked over on Stewart, went in the back way, and walked in, looked at some of the other little restaurants that they had in there. There was a little coffee shop in there. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Coffee Latte.
Oh, the Latte Lounge that they had there. We looked at some of that stuff. They had a couple little gift shops. So we went in there, sat down. We kind of had enough places, and sadly, it was pretty hot. I didn't see anybody getting ice cream.
Well, the whole place was rather small, all things considered.
Yes.
And when you went into the ice cream side to sit at a table, you had to step up on sort of a platform, and then the tables were lined up.
We'll call it cozy. It was cozy in there.
But it also was rather private if you were on a date and wanted to have a little privacy.
Well, we were sitting, we could look out the front windows and look across the street there. Lake Wales is, it's coming alive, and this is a new little place. It's called Vibin Vinny's. If you look, their logo is this pink flamingo with saddle shoes that's kind of dressed like Fonzie on Happy Days. He's got the sunglasses. He's got the hairdo, and in fact, out in the arcade, some of the pictures they got of him. They've got him driving a car. They've got him dancing and kicking his feet in the air, and it's Ink the Pink, and they've got come in and chill out at Vibin Vinny's. It's a fun little place.
And you didn't go into the bathroom, but I did. and it's nice and clean. And once again, you have the small tile on the floor, but the place was just spotless. And for me, that's an important thing for restaurants to have a clean bathroom, and it really was. And on the trash can, they had maybe it was the flamingo in a race car, and I think I took a picture of that. But it was a nice bathroom.
Well, we can give you a good report on this. Brand new Vibin Vinny's, Park Avenue in Lake Wales, Florida. I don't have the. Maybe I can look it up here. The hours for you, but you can look up Vibin Vinny's and check out the hours. It's 230 East Park Avenue in the crown jewel of the Ridge, Lake Wales, Florida. And let's see, they are open from 11:30 to 8, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 11:30 to 8, and then closed on Sunday and closed on Monday.
The road in front of it, they finally now got the construction taken care of.
Oh, finally.
And it's now a two-way street, which some guy on a, what would you call?
A three-wheeled scooter. It didn't know that it was
going down as though it was a one-directional street. And he quickly moved over when he realized that there were cars coming in his direction.
Yeah. Well, this is what they call classic bites with a twist of Midwest charm. They have cheese sticks, they have patty milks, they have burgers. I mean, these guys began with the Pink Flamingo ice cream shop in Chicago, Illinois, and now they've moved down to the crown jewel of the Ridge, Lake Wales, Florida. But it's worth a little if you're in the area and you're in Lake Wales and you're looking for a fun little place, whether it's chicken strips or fish and chips or sandwiches, and they have all kinds of great sides. I mean, everything from mozzarella sticks to a tossed salad, and of course a great kids menu, and 32 flavors of ice cream at Vibin Vinny's in beautiful downtown Lake Wales. And once again, also remember, for coffee, you can't do better than Strangely Warmed Coffee. StrangelyWarmedCoffee.com. Go and look. And what's the most important thing?
Tell them Barry sent you by.
That's right. You've been listening to the Barry Foster Show, coming to you from the Ridge Floor Studios in the City of Charm, beautiful downtown Avon Park. As always, any of your input, just all you have to do is put it in the comments below or send us an email at thebarryfostershow@gmail.com. As we look for truth, justice, and the American way, Barry Foster with Sandra Foster, and we'll see you next time.